Okay, travel time. So, we are going to Mendoza in Argentina. From the coast, we drive to Santiago, and from there, we take a plane to Mendoza. What is wrong with you? It's 2019, you shouldn't be making such symbols.
What do you want me to do? Go.
Okay, we're here. So this place is really cool. So what it is it's an Airbnb, and it's part of kind of a complex. So it's like a ranch that these people have owned for a really long time, and their children and their children and their children have, you know, spread out and kind of built houses everywhere on the ranch. And so this is an unoccupied house on the ranch. I don't know if they're animals. I can smell like horses and such, and they do have a dog. But apart from that, it's a really cool place, and I kind of want to just show you because it's really amazing. I love it here. So it's a little bit dark in here, but this is the first area you enter when you come in from outside. And there's a table there. There's a fireplace, and you can't really tell, but this right here, this mantle, is a piece of wood that is, it's a bunch of pieces of wood that are railway ties. And then they have some horns up there. And these are the leaves of a plant, just dried and stuck in a pot. And then in the kitchen, these are more railroad ties. This is a railroad tie, I think, because it's spliced together. And then here's the kitchen. And this is all real cool. And then in here we have the kind of living room area, and then there are bedrooms. And this lazy guy is sitting on his bed instead of enjoying the lovely day out. Jesse.
What the hell do you expect me to do? There's nothing to do. There's the yard.
You could be outside in the sun.
Doing what?
Being outside in the sun.
Bruh. It's like 90 degrees outside. And then I go out to the road, and there's nothing there for 5 miles. I could go...
Jesse, this is South America. We measure in kilometers. Get it right.
Don't do this.
Anyway, so, and then there's 2 more bedrooms with bathrooms. But outside is also really cool, so let me get there real quick. Okay, so out here is this. So that's a pool, which they built. This is the terrace with these, you know, this kind of stuff. And so it's really cool, like the construction of everything here, because the house is actually, this is wattle and daub, but it's so many different building styles in one, and I really love building styles, so it's really cool to me. But like there are trees like that, and so there's willows all over the place. That's a really big one. And there's one, you can't quite see it, but right at the entrance, there's one that is, it must be like 6 feet thick. It's massive. And then there's all this cool hanging stuff. But that is a pepper tree, for those of you who don't know. So those red dangly things are black pepper, but they haven't been dried yet. When they're dried, they become black. And you grind them up and put them in whatever it is you put them in. And there's trees all over the place, and it's really cool. And there's this kind of lookout tower looking thing. So that's really cool. And also, this is the most circular aloe vera plant I have ever seen. I'm used to them just being all over the place, but this is like trimmed as if it were a bush, which I find funny. All you people out here with your fancy stoves, and they're like things that pull the smoke up, and this is just It's just a tunnel that leads outside. Okay. So we're about to go on a hike. So see you there.
Maybe we should start dancing in the
Good
street.
grief.
Do whatever you want.
I need to take a panorama. So,
Some fun things to step in. So there are some cactus flowers and a cactus fruit and a lot of cactus and even more over there.
and flowers.
This guy's got pink spikes. You can't really tell in the video,
Ben?
but he does. Maybe I'll enhance the color. Look at all of this. There's just nothing for miles. I've been in nothing for miles before, but this is like nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. That's all like bushes like this and cactuses, and then, you know, some air and bugs. That's really cool. This is the kind of place I'd like to live.
He's right there.
What is this?
Look at all the wasps.
What do they want?
They want the car.
They
It's
want-
shiny. Well, here we are at the beginning then. So these are some of the animals that they have here. And it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's pretty famous. Look at this. This is all ivy. That big guy's just covered in it. It's all everywhere. And you can't really tell in the video because the contrast doesn't work with the patches of really bright sunlight, but it's really dark in here. Look how thick this bark is on a pine tree. That is a big boy. Okay, so the last hike was really not a hike, it was more of a casual stroll, at least for me. So we're going on a longer hike now, and we're gonna be hiking up some form of mountain. So it's gonna be a little bit harder. It's gonna be more fun, so here we go on that. Hello, Mr. Hawk. What are you doing here? Yeah. We are 9,300 feet up. And we're gonna shoot to hike for 10,000. So that's gonna be fun. So this stuff is everywhere. It's like a red granite, which is really cool. And it's not like iron based, it's actually just some red thing. So right now we're at about 1,100 meters, 10,100 rather. Or, no, 10,100 feet. And there's very little oxygen up here. So it's hard to breathe. It's hard to think. It's hard to hike. But look at the view. It's an amazing view. Look at all this. It's amazing. So it's been a really long trip. We've spent more time in the car getting to and from the hike than we actually spent there. It was only like a 40-minute hike, 45-minute hike up and down. The hardest part of it, of course, was that there was very little oxygen, and so it was like going up a hill, but also you had to hold your breath while running up a hill with a 50-pound backpack on your back. But we are done now. We're about halfway through the car trip back. It's almost a 2-hour car trip both ways, which it's not terribly worth it just for the hike, but the views and the lakes and everything, that was really beautiful, and I'm really glad that I went. I mean, I just enjoyed going there to see the views. So anyway, this is our last stop before we get home, and then I don't know what we're going to do, but I think we have a plan. Or maybe we'll just do what we did the last 2 nights and just eat dinner and go to bed because we're tired. Which is boring, but also we've spent the entire day in the car. Alright, so that was the Pasadena Mendoza Olive Oil Company, which they give a little 10-minute free tour that you can take that shows the entire process of making olive oil that they have, which I didn't catch on camera because I didn't want to wave a camera around in people's faces, and it was echoey and in Spanish and kind of hard to understand in person, let alone on camera. But it was cool, and so the machines there were interesting to me because they were, they were pretty advanced, but they were an advanced form of, what people used 1,000 years ago to make olive oil in Italy, which I thought was very cool. But there's some other cool stuff they have just out front in the garden, which I want to show you. That right there is a bunch of wild parrots. This tree is full of them. The trees are all full of them. And you can't quite tell, but they're bright green. There's one of them. He's sitting in his nest. There's some funky rock formations. Looks like lava, but I think it's actually just been eroded because this isn't the kind of rock that comes out of lava, and it's only there, like over here. It's very cubic and angular. Why, hello. I don't know what he is, but they're very cute. I think these guys want food. So, we are at a thermal bath place, and this place is amazing. And so the first place I want to show you, this is an underground sauna, and it's amazing. So, right through here is this. And you can't really see because it's really steamy, but these are all natural rock. So steamy, you can't tell anything. This is natural, carved out of the rock, and the floor is wood planks, and the steam in here is coming from a thermal vent, and so it's all natural steam. But You can't really tell, so I'm gonna like, but it's super amazing. And then up here, we have the places to sunbathe. And out here is all this. So that's thermally heated water coming out of that pipe, and cooled river water coming out of the pipe over there. And they all flow and mix together in different places. And then that's thermally heated over there. And then there's the river behind it. And then the mountain. And this place is so cool. This place is really quite cool. They have these century plants everywhere, which I personally love, but they grow all like this, all wild, as if they're some kind of much more than octopus, and all tangled together, and it's really cool. And they have this red and other colors, stonework. You can't really tell any except for the red, but a lot of these rocks are more blue or green, and so when they're wet, like back there, you can really see it's like red, green, blue, black, white, and it's really cool.
No, al final hay solo dos que no andan en cama. El viento de miel y que bajan de las camas. Y me quedo sentado. Y luego de ayer me llega algo. Y te la
He's still alive. That is the biggest fig tree I have ever seen.